me home example. Ebedu baby. Na sebi o kwa Afrifa me tuwe mimpefi I me tuwe mimpefi obi an se mimpefi but unim se bedu baby na mete baby a what me ye fin enwura timi fu but I couldn't be bothered na emfa me ho unim de tia when you are depressed the ekoso around you bia you don't care when you are depressed, when you are not in the right state of mind, the echoes around you, you cannot be bothered. We are in command, MPP and this in common. As a nation. When you are depressed, when you are not in the right frame of mind, the AC around you, you don't care. I'm telling you. The AC around you, you just don't care. You cannot be bothered. The president said, or calling for attitudinal change. President, we need to change our attitude. Ghana for Emurana Tutugu Abonteno. Mama yenya yo, Tom Mummy yenya, president yenya. But maybe I'm a president and a young man for in our charge. Attitudes are affected by the psychological state of the people. Attitudes are affected by the psychological state of the people. Say nipa no we depressed one adwene mu na se na adwene no sebi enya in the right state of mind. Say nipa he doesn't care what goes on around him or her. The madman drinks in the gutter even if there is clean water provided nearby because of his psychological situation. Woni me agene. But dem ni ubetimi amaninsuo papa ayesi wapa but obeja ni nyina no akọ no asa akọ no mo eyegata munsuo because of the psychological state. Because of the psychological situation. So, Mr. President, one, you cannot call for attitudinal change when you have not made the measures. As a Buama attitudinal change in Ebaso, there must be measures. We must put measures in place to make sure attitudinal change in Akoso. When the people are poor, they can't think right. When the people are poor, they just cannot think right. Sanity in the mind begins with economic upliftment, and I'm telling you, Mr. President, when the people are poor, they just don't care. Attitude change in Ghana for but this is what I am drawing the attention of the authorities and the leadership of this country to. Sanity of the mind begins with economic upliftment. If you want people to think right, you have to affect them positively, their economic status, Mr. President. Many would in Komobi. We all don't care. We all don't care about our environment when we are poor. Mese ebedu baby kwa Afrifa-Mensah obi a oni mi bia nim but ebedu baby na metifin putomu because at the end of the day the state of my mind I was so depressed. I say whatever goes on around me I don't care, and most of you can bear with me. Sasa muti wana se bia mo niam bia mo expecting koye adwuma bia wo hwehwe mo emma so bibi nkoye a emma who are around you don't care about what happens around you. We all don't care about our environment when we are poor, but we will realize the need to when life starts getting better. If you change the way you think, it will test the classes, will test SSR. When the people are okay economically, nobody will tell them not to put rubbish in the gutters. I'm telling you. Where you intellectual discourse. And yes, so long as there is economic inequality, the people won't think right, Mr. President. Remember, baby, I said you provided dustbins, and then I said for you provided, but we are calling for attitudinal change. We are baby, I said you provided dustbins, now you provided, but we are calling for attitudinal change. His Excellency Nana Addo's call for attitudinal change is a good one, but will only materialize when there is improvement in the economic status of the people. Mr. President, the opulent display of wealth, the opulent display of cash by some economic class politicians in this country, fabulous economic lifestyle of leadership is psychologically depressive. Mr. President, psychologically it depresses us. But Mrs. You calling for attitudinal change. I must start with leadership. Maybe I met a first way change the society's mindset. Yankane sakeke. Ye medin komokeke. President in Mountain Stage. Abrochira president Jina ya wakasa asemno. Sani pane wa abrochiro so mbegu Ghana ha. The next 1 month, 2 months they will start behaving like us. I'm telling you. Ocean Krobiti said Norway, Singapore, Rwanda, even Rwanda, the people think right. And when you call for attitudinal change, it's easy. So I'm going to move on with you because they think right. The state of their mindset is right. Or right. Solution to attitudinal change in Ghana towards environment is bridging the economic gap between the rich and the poor. Until then, I'm saying that nobody cares about what happens around us. Nobody cares. Mr. President, nobody cares. Because ensure eto na odingura ba beguma bisa hosa sa ngura na esinifie for how long? Ngura na sinifie for how long? Abka bia me fire, zoom lion me fire, asadu me fire. Eto mo me fire na ngura no ofanya dai. Sabi oni ngura na dem ana. We are calling for attitudinal change, but attitudinal change, you know, a bibi na striking attitudinal change. Providers means one. These are steps in achieving attitudinal change, Mr. President. Where your steps are, you change. I say, medical can say what attitudinal change in India. Me know ya, Mr. President. I agree with you that as a Ghanaian people, we must change the way we think. But when it comes to attitudinal change of the society, Mr. President, it does not come by a word of mouth. It needs to go through some systems and procedures. They say your mind is far from your surrounding. Economic depression. Nobody even knows the effect of economic depression. This is reality. I am speaking reality. I am speaking reality. Say you calling for attitudinal change. And yama when you fast, Mr. President. Let me now educate some of us. Who said Nippon is one? There is something called planning. You need to plan, and in planning, no, I want to make sure so be provided that's been some more. In planning, I want to make sure say companies, all the companies are waste management. On time. That is called planning. Planning. You plan it. If it's a show, turn us a ball a gume demwa, and penyampa minti mini ball and then namadi and chinti. They am the baby gun show him. But a year and I say a zoom lion and I say for baby football and intamwa. There would not be the need to many ball a crow with me fear. Namatwagungram and Amatwagun show him. A command with him, see be a white minimum. Biamuni and Incoma. Mr. Biam and no, I'm a catcher. I'm not going to state positions. I am asking questions. Yakoyi prisoners free a prison so omomra me pra yempotemu but attitudinal change you know omo boaboa a sand na no na omo de agu ho na omo ko back na omo ja sand no ho na ensu ato na asa wo hye sand ne back to the street eti adwuma combat me 2 days 3 days aye over 2 weeks in omo da so gina can I say one place of anko over 2 weeks in omo da so gina fa attitudinal change we are all calling for it, but Mr. President, we need more than just calling for attitudinal change. There must be planning, and part of the planning we need dustbins in our societies. Part of the planning we need dustbins in our societies. That is how to achieve attitudinal change. Mr. President, so we are planning and now the dance means is here. The next step to attitudinal change is education. You educate the people. National Commission of Civic Education, what are they doing? Are they educating the people enough? The causes of have they been able to educate us enough? After planning comes education. You educate the people. Achieve your attitudinal change. Now, these are the steps. We must first plan. We shouldn't just be giving speeches. We must plan. Yema does means rapid collection of gathered rubbish. Ekoma me do dim sibi wadwunim enya sebi ye betena ha ye betena keke me pesi esua de na oman ye moving forward. We are planning of a year. You come back to education. You educate the people for them to change their mind. Thirdly is communication. We must make sure that leadership will know how to communicate with the people, right? So they change their attitude. So you're planning one, near education two. Communication, there must be proper communication to the ordinary people, ordinary Ghanaians. Say you bet me and this is the effect. Who we are, participation. Leadership must not be enveloped from the ordinary Ghanaian. Participation, and it starts with leadership. Say leadership person forces some attitude. First, they must also change their attitude. The opulence display of cash or economically depress the people. The opulence display of power economically depresses the people. It is leadership must participate in the change of the attitude. It's not just about but more lifestyle now, more living it economically. It depresses the people, and for that matter, they cannot be bothered about what happens around them. We intellectual discourse near having a way. Enyatem didie enyawe ye nidi obi atem enyam PPND said they be a no ehun hia medical katem say level na sesa. Yeah, but we are calling the issues and dealing with the issues. President, I support him. Let's change our attitude. But in changing of attitude, the society needs to undergo certain stages and principles. The first principle is planning. Second principle is education. Communication is third. Then you come back to where? Participation. And the participation starts with leadership. The leadership of this country needs to change their attitude first. If it's a nam prayer profanity. And come on, we need no. And so be fun say NDC for us beka president akasenti beka. Yamane kakra beka. I am a man of my own. I have a brain of myself. In fact, me wa dwere dem tirim. NDC for ma meka pre. Me hia wa meka pre before I can speak the truth. We are calling for economic equality. When the people, Oko Norway, Oko Singapore, you see, the people don't even see the need. Participation. When it comes to participation, Adiba Konso I say there must be enforcement of the law. Over the years from 1992, electioneering, winning governance and from 1992. Now somebody needs to crack the whip. Article 60, you can say 29 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960. Sanitation. How many of you governors and I'm betting me a punishing crop for because you want to win votes? So nobody has the political will to crack the whip. Mr. President, we need to change our mind. We agree, but we need to undergo a certain stages and principles before that change of attitude can come to materialize. Section 29 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act. How many of you have the political will? Because you will lose elections. The leadership is part of the participation. Participating in changing of the attitude. The last one is support. So the people will support. The media will support. Some of us will support. Section 29. Malaya for Act 29, 1960, Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960, Act 29. It talks clearly about Nyoma we no krom ha esi punisher. How many of you have the political will to do it? Mr. President, we will change our attitude. But the change of attitude is not just by a word of mouth. We must have a cogent plan to change the people's attitude. We start with leadership, opulence, display of cash, and it also. Most of the way I'm over the years. And it will be a rabbi, because when him say, leadership, we must be selfless. We must serve the people with our might and power. Change of mind is a process. Change of mind is a process. Nipa betimi asesa na adwene eye process enye event enye wo kan ya no masesa edi do katiche na Afrifa-Mensah betimi afem bombardier field marshal squadron leader ranger buffalo hohin royal general kabaka bomfa de share sekere de share mifrago na asante sasamu amekan ye wo ne menya adwene a fair enough, we can agree to disagree, but ya munya se bibia na mo de ekoshe MPP NDC ase. Let's have a cogent plan and a cogent have a communication conversation. Have a conversation on national building, how to build a nation building. We need a proper conversation. Youth president is what people affectionately call me, and I respond kaboom.